Rob Font. Y'all must have forgot Edition, man. And I said it going into that preview show. I did not necessarily feel great. I thought this could be the stepping stone for Adrian Yanez. But if Rob Font got that jab working early, he's going to make it look easy, right? And he made it look easy. I thought it was really a matter of if Rob Font can not get put on the back foot, he wins the fight. And I didn't take into consideration, he kind of, I don't want to say went for broke, but he went round 2, round 3, and round 1. Like, he started off, let's fucking get it. First shot was a big overhand right just to, like, put some respect. Like, hey, homie, we ain't playing this game. And I think he did a smart thing, and he lulled Adrian Yanez into that classic brawl. And this time around, Yanez was not able to get the best of him, man. Because when Rob Font, when he lands on the ends of his punches, and it's like a whip. It's like a, that it's like you hold it, and it's got a little chain link and that big-ass, like, ball with the spikes on it. It's like, what is it, like a mace or something? It's like that. Yeah. Like, when you extend it, and it just, whoop, that hit Yanez, sparked him, dropped him midair, and then Rob Font just finished the job, man. So you got to feel for Adrian Yanez. Minor setback. I think he's in store for a major comeback. But where does this place Rob Font? Because he's in this limbo, too. We already talked about it. Chito Vera stole a lot of his momentum. He dropped those 2 fights. But now you immediately insert yourself back into this loaded bantamweight division. So where do you think we're going next with Rob Font?
Man, top 5 fights from here on out. I think this was the fight that put Font's name back into the recognition, back into the media mindset. A lot of people are going to be paying attention now because Yanez had some heat on him. And now Font is finally back in. Although, I mean, we said it off screen or off before the show started. The damage does worry me a little bit about Font, man. This dude does take a little bit of damage. He was wearing it. But what I liked most about his fight in this last Adrian Yanez fight, man, yeah, he was pumping the jab. Yeah, he was reading everything. But he was setting up an uppercut, man. And he was reading that Adrian Yanez dips his head under. That uppercut hit a couple times, and it made him worry, man. So that's what led to that big right hook. But, man, the technique and the calculations that Font had is what impressed me most. Being able to lull somebody into that dogfight, but also stay calculated and set up the trap of that right hand. Beautiful. I think, we'll see fights next. What do you think?
I think you're onto something right there because I think he hit him with an original uppercut that dazed Yanez, and Yanez was just kind of like fight or flight mode, and that's when he landed that extra combo that got the job done right here. I thought it was the extended combinations too of Rob Font. He was just when Yanez would think he'd be done throwing, he still had one more for him, and that's the last one that always caught him, right? So yeah, man, let's touch on that point though, the damage. There's a part of me, and this is an intuition thing, I felt like when you saw the damage swell up on Rob Font's face, there was a moment that clicked in his head that said, I have to go now. Like we're in urgency mode now. Like, this could be over for me quickly. Job is on the line. This felt like one of those I'm fighting for my life moments. And I don't want to make this too dramatic, right? But it felt like Rob Font said, I needed this one. You felt the jubilation after the victory of him just being like, thank God. He was admiring his work. He was like, let's go. Like, he was hyped up, man. And you got to feel Rob Font is one of those dudes who's it's always a feel-good fighter, right? That New England cartel, small, him and Cater. Here's my question to you. Adrian Yanez. He's normally on the other end of knocking people out brutally and viciously, right? He was on a 9-fight win streak. He seemed visibly upset after the knockout, just probably disappointed in his performance or whatever the case may be. There's 2 paths that happen after a fighter gets knocked out like this, who's young and upcoming and promising. They either storm back on a rampage, or they fall into that kind of Rob Font-ish trap, right? And then you just start kind of trickling down once you're fighting these elite guys, these 4, 5, 6, 7 guys, So what path do you think Yanez is going to take?
I don't know about storming back, but I do think he's going to have a better career after this loss. I don't see him falling into obscurity. I also don't see him just coming back on a tear and getting like a 5-fight knockout streak and going right to the championship. But I do see him learning a lot from this fight and developing as a better fighter going forward. I think we're going to see Yanez for quite a long time. I don't think he's going to be out falling into, like I said, any obscurity at all. Do you see him charging back to the belt right now, Derek?
I think we're going to see an Adrian Yanez renewed, new head movement, actually, that's the one thing we're kind of missing in this fight, and less averse to just straight up get into these brawls, man. I think we'll see a more technical Adrian Yanez. I think this is probably one of the better things that could happen for him moving forward for the longevity of his career. But let's take a step back, because I'm feeling a little bit of a way, man. I see a green highlighted plus 600 for a TKO prop on Rob Font that neither of us really discussed. And now I'm a little upset about it because if you really thought about the outcomes and the path to victory of this fight, man, Rob Font with that jab, we said Adrian Yanez, who does he have the most problems with? People that give him those straight shots. It's like, why did we not sit here and say, ooh, juice plus 600 for the TKO? Whoever made out like a bandit with Rob Font right there, they put the Scully on and they say, stick him up, give me the cash, bro. So talk to me, man. Are you feeling a way about this right now?
A little bit, Derek, because you're right. I mean, when you see the kind of fight styles that both of these dudes go into the cage with and the passion, it makes sense that there's going to be a knockout. What makes me still think like the decision was where I was going for this one is that long jab of Rob Font, just keeping him at bay, but never initiating anything else after that. That's what we've seen in the past, but it turns out, like you said, Rob Font came in fighting rounds 2 and 3 in the first minute of the fight and came out for blood. It was a new style of Font. We'll see if he continues to go that route.
That's right. And once again, folks, like I said, I'm all for the upwards trajectory of a Rob Font. You just got to be careful, man, because if you're falling into that DS style of accumulating damage really early, it's just going to put you behind or force you to fight in a way that is uncharacteristic. And it's not always going to work. But for now, New England Cartel, Rob Font reigns supreme. Shout out, man, to the crisp boxer Rob Font.